Hello everyone, welcome back to Study Room, and today we'll be talking about harmful microorganisms. So what are harmful microorganisms? In the last video we discussed about the friendly microorganisms. Today we'll be learning what kind of diseases they causes, what makes them harmful. So let's move ahead. So what are pathogens? Pathogens are microorganisms which are harmful in many ways. Some of the microorganism causes diseases in human beings, plants and animals. So such disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens. So pathogens have a very simple terminology. Disease causing microorganisms. They spoil food and clothing and even leather. So how are pathogens transmitted in humans? So pathogens can enter through everywhere. It can enter through the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat. They can also get transmitted by direct contact with an infected person, which we call as communicable diseases. When a person suffering from common sneezes, fine droplets of moisture carry away the so if a person sneezes, so the wind carries the particles or the microbes away and spreads it into the wind, into the air. So in the air it hangs for a very long time, and this hanging of the microbes can enter into the other healthy person's body, and so it can be transmitted through air, water we drink, and through the contact of an infected person. What are communicable diseases? So the microbial diseases that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person is called communicable diseases. So the communicable channel can be air, water, food, physical contact. So just have to remember which spreads from one person to another. And non-communicable doesn't spread from one infected person to another healthy person. Some examples are cholera, common cold, chickenpox, tuberculosis, and even your corona virus. It's a communicable diseases. Can it enters from infected person to a healthy person's body. But how can we prevent the spread of communicable diseases? It can be prevented while covering your hand while sneezing and washing your hands properly, um, practicing uh, properties and hygienic customs, practicing hygienic custom, eating good food, and even staying at home while sick, because if you're sick and that microorganisms can be spread through your touch or your hand while you're handshaking or while hugging. So it's important that we take such small little precautionary methods. Now, how are diseases transferred? So, diseases can be transferred from microbes. There are some insects and houseflies which act as a carrier. So, it act as a carrier, and it carries what do these microbe or the carrier carries? They carries the disease causing microbes. For example, housefly. You can often find housefly sitting on garbage, animal excreta. So, it's spreading the harmful microbes on from sitting on one surface to another. And for example, there are two important microorganisms you need to learn: female anopheles mosquito, which is another carrier which carries the parasite of malaria. So anopheles mosquito causes malaria, and Aedes mosquito causes dengue fever. So diseases are carried from with the help of carriers, and the disease for microbes are carried from with the help of carriers. So how can we prevent the spread of malaria? So malaria spread can be prevented by using insect repellent and using cleaning the surface, washing the hands. So these are two basic examples to spread the growth of malaria. And even drinking clean water, because water is a breeding pool for these microorganisms and they multiply while living in water. So that's a very important point. Why shouldn't we have to collect water from anywhere? So all mosquitoes breed in water. They multiply while living in water. Hence, one should not let water being collected from anywhere, in cooler, tires, and flower pots. So if you're, for example, you're collecting water here unintentionally, we can guess. And this is the breeding food for mosquitoes. So from one mosquito, it'll make two, two to four. So it will multiply. Hence, it will cause diseases such like malaria and even dengue. So these are caused by microbes. So you have to make this table in your notebook. You have to make this table. There will be two other tables. So this is a table. Here it has human diseases, here how it is spread and mode of transmission, and how can we prevent it. So tuberculosis is caused by bacteria which is Salmonella typhi. It's a bacteria and it spreads through air and ice. And the most, so this is the preventive measure for all four. So first we'll go through these four again, and then we'll be discussing preventive measures. So measles is caused by virus, spreads through air. Chickenpox through virus, spreads through air or contact. Polio through virus. And smallpox, the smallpox virus, and spreads through air or water. So preventive measure is keeping the patient in complete isolation and keeping the infected patient's belonging and vaccination. So these three are the preventive measures. Cholera, it spreads through bacteria and water, food. So we have to maintain healthy hygienic practices. Sanitary habits should be good. Boiled food should be taken. Typhoid spreads through bacteria. Caused through bacteria spreads through water. Same precautionary measures as cholera. Hepatitis B is caused by virus. Spread through water, and drinking boiled water is the example to cure it. Malaria caused by protozoa and mosquito. Malaria was caused by Anopheles. So it was spread by Anopheles mosquito. Sorry, it is caused by protozoa. So you have to keep these points in mind. So how do we prevent it? We can use repellents, mosquito nets, control breeding of mosquitoes by not allowing water to get collected. So because water is a breeding pool for these disease causing microorganisms in animal, it's not that it is only caused in humans, it is caused in animals as well. Several microorganisms may not cause diseases in humans, plants, but causes in animals. For example, anthrax is dangerous human and cattle disease caused by bacterium. So anthrax or foot and mouth diseases of cattle is also caused by virus. So you have to remember these two examples. These are microorganisms which diseases caused by microorganisms in animals. So disease causing microorganism in plants. So there are several microorganisms which causes diseases in plants. Several microorganisms, for example, causes diseases in wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane crop. They can be killed by chemicals. For example, you can see these yellow spores on this leaf, and you can see this hole in or barrow in this sandalwood. It's a sandalwood or a wood. These were the microorganisms which were causing diseases in plants. For example, citrus cancer. It is caused by bacteria and spreads through air. Rust of wheat caused by fungi and spreads through air and seed. Yellow vein, mosaic of bhindi caused by virus, spreads through air. So you have to make a separate table for these three diseases as well. Now we'll be discussing about food poisoning. So food poisoning could be due to the consumption of food spoiled by microorganisms. So in taking food which is being affected by microorganism causes food poisoning. It's a very simple topic and very simple definition to learn. So microorganism that grows in our food and that food that we consume, because the microorganism has already infected them, and now we are eating the infected food, so it will definitely cause some of the dangerous or harmful implications on our body because of the growing of microorganisms. So in the next video, we will be learning about food preservation. So how to preserve our food if it is being infected by any microorganism, for example, bacteria, fungi, or virus. So I hope you learned the different diseases which are caused by microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, and fungal. So thank you.